Perhaps he was finally on a roll. Maybe even his ambitious plan of reforming health care and saving billions of dollars would now gather momentum in Congress. Again, he appeared before the primetime cameras, this time from the Congress itself. He seized the moment to turn the spotlight on the leader of his health care initiative, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
When I launched our nation on this journey to reform the health care system, I knew we needed a talented navigator, someone with a rigorous mind, a steady compass, a caring heart. Luckily for me and for our nation, I didn't have to look very far.
Some in the White House saw this as payback for Hillary Clinton's steadfast support of her husband during those difficult moments of the New Hampshire primary. Others saw it as proof of Bill Clinton's old campaign promise that voters would get two for the price of one. Nevertheless, Mrs. Clinton's efforts were drawing decidedly mixed reviews. No question she knew her stuff.
You should not have a health care system in which costs drive who gets health care, because it's not only wrong, it's not economical.
But politically, she was clumsy. Barring the public from key meetings of her task force, for example, had tarnished Hillary Clinton's image. But certainly no one over in the West Wing was going to tell her that.
Because she is the wife of the president, it's difficult for people to criticize her, to say, no, you mustn't do this, that's wrong. Because after all, you're talking to the wife of the president. And so that there was a subtle intimidation that also went on among the people who were working on that project.
She, I think from start to finish, was a force. And I think there was a strong perception that she was somebody that you did not want to cross. You didn't want to get on the wrong side of Hillary.
The First Lady became such a force in the West Wing that she installed staff and offices there. Some called it Hillary Land, impenetrable even by some of the president's top aides. Consider the case of the Washington Post's request for documents on those tangled Arkansas dealings known as Whitewater. Hillary had done some of the legal work, and the feds were investigating.
I made a very strong argument to the president why I thought we had to disclose the documents. And the president said, okay, I agree. Then he turned to me and said, now, you've got to go talk to my wife. You've got to persuade her to do it. I said, okay, fine. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. I said, fine. So that Monday morning, I started calling for an appointment. I never got an appointment. They kept on saying, I'm sorry, she's too busy.
Which told you what?
It told me she made up her mind, didn't really want to hear the argument. And it also told me that she had a veto power over this question. And that in fact, there were on some issues, there was a co-presidency.
If I could take back one day, one decision in my time at the White House, it would be the decision made on December 11th, 1993, not to turn over those papers to the Washington Post. Can't be proved. But I firmly believe that if we turn those over, you would have never had a Whitewater special counsel. If you never have a Whitewater special counsel, you never have Monica. You never have the impeachment of the president.
Morris